Let's write a book. Let's do it now. Let's impact the lives of others to get their life right. Books and money, books and money, bam, 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 bam. Books and money, books and money. Write your story, then self-publish it. Last but not least, share it across the America. Let's go, let's get it. One person can affect many. My question is, why not let that person be you? Bam, 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 books and money, books and money. Bam, 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 books and money, books and money. Bam, 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 books and money, books and money. Bam, 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 books and money, books and money. Bam, bam, bam.
Hey guys, welcome to the Books and Money podcast. Glad you can join us on this evening. It's a place where we share transformational stories with individuals who have wrote a book and are sharing it across the Americas. You guys heard the song, right? And so that's what we're here to do, to promote and impact live. So I'm super excited for our guest that we have on today. She helped women to refocus, rediscover, and rebuild their lives. She is an author of transformational poetry. And I'm going to just go ahead and bring to the stage none other than Natasha S. Mack. Hello.
Hey, how are you, Charlotte?
I am phenomenal. I am great. I'm glad you are here with us today. I want you to reintroduce yourself and share with the people who you are and what do you do.
Yeah, most definitely. So, hi guys, my name is Natasha S. Mack, and I am a novelist of two books, Transformational Poetry, as Charlotte stated, but also a children's book titled Obedience. So, I am also a certified Christian life coach as well. So, my focus is really helping divorced women refocus, rediscover, and rebuild their lives.
Yay! So super. Of course, for those of you out there who are looking to become authors, I want Natasha to share, her journey into becoming an author and how was that for her? How did she know, oh, I need to write a book?
Yeah, most definitely. So my journey, I would say, is very unorthodox. It was never a plan or vision. I mean, my background, honestly, was from the corporate space. So I've always journaled, though. I've always enjoyed writing. And ultimately, this book I was writing was really just me journaling during a challenging season of my life. And the Lord led me to publish it.
Nice. Okay. And as you guys hear, so you think like this book came out of purpose, like pain purpose?
I would definitely illustrate it as that. And I love to say too, there can be beauty on the other side of pain, right? So ultimately, I started writing this book. It was in 2022. I'm sorry, 2023 when I started writing this. That was when I started going through my process of a divorce. And so it was very therapeutic. Just writing, of course, during that time, just writing, the pain, the grief, all the different emotions that you can, go through during that time. Right. And so the end of 2023, the Lord put it on my heart to publish that book. And for me, reading that book, honestly, each poem is really just an illustration of where I was at in the process, but also I can see that it's going to empower women to remember their identity and who they are and who God called them to be. So my hope is that the women that read it are empowered and really just step into the calling that God has on their life.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God, the identity, the calling that we have on our lives. And sometimes, like you said, you was doing something totally different before, and now you're doing this new thing. And so how has this transition been for you?
It's been scary. To be honest. Yeah, but no, I think it's, we go through things and I've learned that it's necessary, right? It stretches us. It helps, build character. But ultimately this transition, I feel it's going to really help a lot of women. I had to really sit with myself and realize this is bigger than me, right? And get out of my own way. So with this process, it's new territory, it's unknown, but I also look at it's exciting, right? It's a new venture for me, and I'm just, grateful to be able to help other women, navigate such a challenging season of their life.
You said a lot of gems right there. Like I can dig in so many places right there. But one of the things I heard was like faith, like because you said it was like scary to navigate that. So how has God played a part in this transition?
Oh, wow. Great question. A huge part. So, I mean, I like to really kind of break down the book as it's really a synopsis of like personal growth, healing, faith, and purpose. That's all throughout the book, right? So, I've been, like I kind of touched on, stretched. My faith has definitely grown. I definitely, through my process, have focused more on God and just grown in my relationship with Him in so many ways because it's about relationship, right? Not religion. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, it's really shaped me. And I feel like that is also what really sets me apart as an author, but also as a coach, where I can apply those practical skills, relate to my women navigating this challenging season, but also apply those biblical principles because it wasn't in my own strength, right, that I navigated this. The Lord helped me through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Look, I'm getting excited, right? Because I just love this topic. I love this conversation,
Mhm.
and I love the your passion. I can
Yeah.
feel your passion, um, and I feel that it will really help a lot of people. So you touched on. So I thought it was just a transformational poetry book, you guys. But as you see how these interviews bring out more, so she said personal growth, healing, relationships, and you said something else. And
It's personal growth, faith, purpose, and healing. Yes.
okay, so I heard all of that in there, and you know how you just think something. Okay, it's a book, transformation
Mhm.
portraits, but she said more in that. So we're digging deeper, you guys. That's what I just got. So I want to touch on the healing part of
Mhm.
for women. What would you say to a woman out there that is healing in any area of their life, and like how would they navigate that? What is a strategy or a step that you would give them to navigate it through that healing? Mm-hmm.
That's a great question. I would say first off, give yourself grace because it's a process, right? We have to trust the process, and everybody's process is different. So again, I'm really, of course, a big believer of course, just prayer. Meditating on the Word of God, and outside of that, just some practical tips that personally help me. I'm a big advocate for counseling. So taking that time to really go to counseling, seek that professional help there. But also too, there was just different things I did, like watching and looking up different things on YouTube, inspirational things. So you have to keep your mind on positive things, right? Keep your mind on higher things to really get you through those days where it's really hard, right? Like I navigated grief too. So some days are challenging. That is the reality of it. But you have to motivate yourself. I would say surround yourself with positive individuals. Like community is huge. Of course, you are one of those individuals who kept me encouraged. She has just an amazing personality. But yeah, community is huge. Loving on yourself, having that time with yourself. I love to read too. So reading, just inspirational books. I'll say specifically one that comes to mind that really helped me was Valerie Burton,
Mm-hmm.
Successful Women Think Differently. Was a really great book for me. It just shifted my mindset. So I strongly believe definitely in prayer, you know, um, but there are some practical things that you have to do as well to get yourself in a place to continue to move forward so you don't get stuck.
Mm-hmm. Do y'all hear this? I hope y'all listening. I hope y'all taking notes.
Yeah.
I am so thankful that you are speaking on this or talking about it, because sometimes we show, oh, we are professional, and so we need to know the process. You talked about process and how to love self. And as a woman, I'm a mother, and I've been divorced, and I know that it takes time is the key. And so for me, patience is something that I am learning and learned, because I can say I'm better now in my process. And so the first thing came out your mouth when I asked the question was grace.
Mhm.
Give self grace, you guys, because we don't know, we ain't running nobody else's race. We're running our own race. So grace is definitely needed on this journey. Now, did you self publish or did you go through a publisher or how did you do that?
Yeah, I did actually self-publish this book. I love to support Black businesses. So it was a young lady in Louisiana that was referred to me, and she actually, supported me in so many different ways. But of course, everything illustrations and publishing it.
hmm So, for someone who is written the book, but they haven't stepped out to publish it yet, would you say that's the best route to go in your experience?
For me, it was a great process and seamless. I would definitely say it's, economical as well. And there's just, I would just say a greater process and appreciation to work with someone in regards to self-publishing.
hmm hmm Yeah. So I like to get the different variations of self-publish and people who use publishers
Mm.
because I think there's a take on both the experience. So not one is good or bad or anything like that. I just think experience is the key, right? That you have.
Yeah.
Do you know the name? I know you know the name. What is the name of the publisher that you use? Maybe.
Um, and you put me on the spot. It's a faith-based business, and now just because you're asking, I don't want to say it incorrectly, but
Okay, we can share it later in the
yeah,
comment section. I was just trying to see so we can share it with the people so we can promote them as
yeah, yeah.
well on the platform. Um, okay, so if someone was to read your book, what would be the biggest takeaway that you would want them to have?
Mm, great question. The biggest takeaway for me with them, of course, reading that book is I would just say overall, just trust self, love self, because in the book, it's like I kind of touched on, it's a process. And I think some individuals, if you think about cooking, for those individuals who love to cook, if you take something out of the oven, if you're cooking a cake, right, you take it out too soon, it's not going to be a great cake. Or if you're cooking meat, right, and you take it out too soon, it's undone. So our process, our journey in life, keyword, it's a journey, not a destination. In reading the book, my prayer is that those individuals who read it will understand that there's a process to this, and to just take your time, go through each step in your process, feel those feelings, the frustration, the anger, the grief, feel everything, but of course, don't stay there. Continue to move forward. So, biggest thing is go through your process, go through your journey, whatever that looks like for you, and you'll be empowered at the end of it.
I love it. I love it. Okay. And so I think that went into what would you tell the audience, someone that's watching, what um, would you leave with the audience that's watching here today? What would you leave with the Books and Money podcast audience?
What would I leave? I would say, identity is key. And your identity isn't tied to a man, a marriage, friendships, family, culture, your career. Knowing who you are is important. And of course, as the Lord told me, we are who He says we are, right? And I think knowing that and being confident in that, with shoulders back held, head held up high, and walking in that is important. And that's what I would leave with the audience for today.
You guys, Natasha S. Mack. Oh my God, with Transformational Poetry book. Oh my God, I thank you for being here. Share with people how they can purchase your book and your social media links and all that good stuff.
Yeah, most definitely. I am Natasha S. Mack on all platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Threads, LinkedIn, YouTube. You can find me there.
Awesomeness. Y'all heard it. So, okay. So, I'm excited, you guys, to have great women on, great people on, because men can come on this platform as well, but to have great people on to share with us of how to, navigate life. We all are looking to grow. Right. And what I found out and why this platform exists, you don't know who has the answer You don't know who has the answer to your problem. And sometimes it can be found in a book. I know mine was. I got my Victory
Mhm.
Grill book in 2018, and my life has never been the same. And so I am thankful for platforms like this. I'm thankful for artists like Natasha, and I am just thankful to be able to be in a space to do this. So thank you once again, Natasha. I really appreciate you. You guys go follow her on Instagram, Facebook, and go purchase Transformational Poetry, you guys. Pretty sure you would not be disappointed. And so I'm excited. I am so excited. And until next time, you guys, that is it. That is all. Make sure you stay tuned in every Thursday at 7 p.m. We will be here. Awesome. Talk to you guys later.
Thank you, Charlotte.
You are oh so welcome.
Let's write a book. Let's do it now. Let's impact our life so others can get their life
Bam, bam,
right.
bam, books and money, books and money. Bam, 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 books and money, books and money.
Write your story, then self-publish it. Last but not least, share it across the Americas.
Let's go, let's get it. One person can affect many.
My question is, why not let that person be you?
Bam, 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 books and money, books and money. Bam, 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 books and money, books and money. Bam, 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 books and money, books and money. Bam, 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 books and money, books and money. Bam, bam, bam.